Hello, Sisters Middle School staff. This is Kristen Childress taking a minute of your time to talk about the outcomes of a 7th grade girls group I facilitated this past winter. This particular group was on the subject of self-esteem. The group was created based on the results of the student needs assessment given at the beginning of the year. Students self-reported their concerns and interests in academic, social, or emotional areas. The topic, gaining more self-confidence and feeling better about myself, was the second highest topic behind feeling nervous or stressed for the 7th grade class, though it was the number one specifically for girls, and that was the primary reason for moving forward with this group. To track the results of the group, we used the Rosenberg Self-Esteem Scale, widely used in social science research, and is a reliable and valid quantitative tool for self-esteem assessment. It uses a scale of 0 to 30, where a score less than 15 may indicate a problematic low self-esteem. As a result, 4 out of 6 members improved self-esteem. Here in the second column are the results of the pretest. And you'll see a range of scores from 1 being the lowest up to 16, which is right above the cutoff point for low self-esteem. And then in the third column are the post-test results. So we had group once a week for 10 weeks, around 30 to 45 minutes. And there were some significant changes for some students, some right in between, and others who had a negative response. And we're always looking for 100%, and that's why I ask for qualitative data alongside the quantitative assessment to give a story to the numbers. So in this case, student number 2 went down 9%, and I read the qualitative feedback. I wish I shared that sometimes it's really hard, and I feel alone sometimes. But I didn't share because some of my problems involve other people in the group. I really appreciate the group. What I can gather from this is there was a dual relationship in the group, which can be difficult to avoid in school settings. Sometimes groups can help heal relationships, and other times it may not be the right time. I learned from this either in the pre-screening, I need to ask a question around dual relationships or set up time midway for feedback so I can better understand the student's goals and how, as the facilitator, I can create the conditions for every student to get the most out of the group. Now let's look at the student with negative 20%. I read their qualitative feedback. It definitely helped me feel like I had people I could talk to and that I'm more important than I give myself credit for. In this case, I can see the group had a meaning for the student, but on this particular day, the meaning is not reflected by improved self-esteem. There's also a second student, or there's a student that scored a 1 initially, which is quite low, and progressed to a 2. I can look at their attendance and see that if that increased, we may have seen more gains. And considering the student's current life circumstances, I believe seeing any change is significant. Another metric I review is line by line the response of members individually and as a whole. As a group, scores either stayed even or went up, but the interesting part of looking at the numbers this way revealed that from the 10 questions, these were consistently the lowest scoring responses as a group. I pulled the numbers together at the end of the group, and if I did it over again, I would have tailored the group more specifically to begin challenging these 3 core beliefs and increasing self-worth. In summary, the small group helps students in a variety of ways, including increasing their self-esteem, purpose and meaning, camaraderie, and normalizing their experience. The next steps, I'll be providing written affirmations to continue to bolster their self-esteem. I'll follow up with each member individually in April and see how they're doing. And the group requested that we have a reunion, and so we'll also all get together again in May. And from this group, there are a few students that I will want to refer for individual counseling. Recommendations for the next time I hold a group like this, I would increase sessions to 45 minutes. Originally, the plan was 30 minutes during PI period, and for a group of 6 and this topic, it simply wasn't enough to give every student a voice within that amount of time. I will also be checking in with students midway to better understand how they're doing, what their goals are for the group, and how I can help create the conditions for everyone to feel welcome. Something I really appreciated and want to continue is having mixed levels of self-esteem. I found that having one student that was really low and a range up to 16 felt like a really great balance. Thank you everybody for listening to this group outcomes presentation. I hope this helps keep you informed and connected with the students' progress.